The SunMET is just a week away. We caught up with some of the trainers of the more fancied runners.
He's kicked for home and he's put 2, 3, 4 lengths between himself and the rest. The Eagle's landed. Legal Eagle wins the Long Rock Queen's Plate.
Legal Eagle won the Lomoran's Queen's Plate in impressive fashion earlier this month.
Yes, he's taken it very nicely. Yeah. There's no ill effects, obviously, and yeah, he's on track.
How's he doing in his work at home?
He's doing very well. He's not a workhorse as such. He just we just do the bare minimum with him. But at the end of the day, he is enjoying it. He's moving well, and he's showing his well-being. So I'm happy with what I'm seeing.
Marinaresco may have finished further back than what was hoped for in the Lomoran's Queen's Plate, but showed his true grit in running on from off the pace.
Legal Eagle wins the Long Rock Queen's Plate.
His company's run well. He took his Queen's Plate run well. Unfortunately, things didn't work out for him in the Queen's Plate. He just ended up being miles too far out of his ground and just couldn't really make up that kind of ground, against those horses in a Group 1 over that trip. He doesn't have the initial gate speed to overcome a draw.
Yes.
People are always saying, well, why is he so far back? But he's not the kind of horse, especially not in a mile, that you can bounce out the pins and chase him up handy. He just can't do that.
Yes.
So obviously a draw is going to be a big factor for him. Obviously the 2,000 meters is a much better distance for him. That's really when he comes into his own. He's an easy horse to train. He's a small little horse, and he doesn't take a huge amount of work. You've just got to be careful that you don't do too much with him, actually, because he doesn't take a lot. He's been a very uncomplicated horse to train, and he's got a great turn of foot, and he does have the will to win, and I think that certainly makes, you always know that when you go out there, you're always going to get the best from him no matter what. He's never going to give you a bad run, but as I say, we just need a little luck this time around.
Yes.
It's not going to be a walk in the park. Obviously, Legal Eagle, again, will probably be the horse to beat, along with Brett Crawford's young up-and-coming horse, Whiskey Baron, who's improved quite a bit. And he's got form with Marinaresco in the Winter Series, just behind us for 2 runs, and he's been gelded now, so he seems to have improved a bit. So obviously he's a factor. BELA-BELA as well. It's not going to be an easy race, but our horse, I think, will obviously be a big runner.
Speaking of BELA-BELA, she certainly captured the imagination with her win in the Main Chance Farms Paddock Stakes.
BELA-BELA lunging up the outside, very close.
She was blowing quite heavily afterwards, but it was also only her second run after a rest. She just hasn't had a lot of races in the summer, so she's going to improve. I didn't want to put too many races in because I knew that come next day we'd have to have put in another gallop, which is unfortunate. There's only 3 weeks between the Queen's Plate and the Met.
Yes.
And unfortunately, we got gallops we have to showcase the horses in. So I have trained for that.
Is she a true competitor when it actually comes to the race?
Without a doubt. She literally arrives at the race course and she's an absolute natural. It's very uncomplicated. There's nothing that's fiddled with this horse. She's just a stunning athletic racehorse. So, as I said, makes life a lot easier. She reminds me of Dance's daughter. She's very similar. You just can't count her out. The fillies have a very good strike rate in the Met. A lot of horses have had a lot of hard racing this summer, and as I keep saying, that I think this Met Gallops could be the nail in the coffin for some of those unsound horses that have had a lot of racing. It's very close, the Queen's Plate day to the Met, and it's going to be very interesting. So listen, either I'm right or I'm wrong, and I think I've played my cards well. I've run my horses sparingly because the conditions are quite firm at the moment. There's not a lot of rain around. Tracks are dry. So I'm hoping that I've played my cards right for this day. It's going to be an incredible day with Sun International aboard, and probably the most competitive Met day in years. So it's going to be hard even just to win a race. So anything will be a bonus.
And so the stage is set to showcase some of the country's finest thoroughbreds as they go head-to-head in pursuit of excellence in Africa's richest race.